In the heart of Bengaluru, a city famed for its technological prowess, a dire situation unfolds. As the sun beats down relentlessly, pushing temperatures to a scorching 34 degrees Celsius, the Silicon Valley finds itself in the grip of its most severe water crisis yet. Once boasting over 200 shimmering lakes in the 1980s, Bengaluru's water bodies were the pride of Karnataka. However, today, these once thriving lakes are vanishing at an alarming rate. As per a report by the House Committee in 2021, 837 lakes in Bengaluru urban district have vanished, with 88 lakes disappearing entirely and 80% of the remaining lakes being deemed polluted and unsuitable for any use.
It was the late 18th century, the initial days of the British East India Company in the subcontinent. A British captain once described Bengaluru as the land of 1,000 lakes. This officer was tasked with the Governor-General Cornwallis to find an alternative route between Chennai and Srirangapatna, and the discovery of Bengaluru was entirely accidental, according to a Deccan Herald report. Moreover, Bengaluru has just 17 good lakes, says the Lakes Department website of the city's civic body, Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagara Pali. Looking back at the history of why Bengaluru had so many lakes, one realizes that these lakes were not just ornamental. The answer lies in the geography and topography of Bengaluru. Bengaluru is located at an elevation of around 900 meters, which is 3,000 feet, from the sea level and doesn't have a major river flowing in its proximity. Historically, scarce rainfall and the slopes of the terrain prompted the kings and kingdoms that rule the region to construct lakes and freshwater tanks here. The lakes of Bengaluru were constructed any time between the 8th and 16th century AD, with the Western Ganga dynasty, the Cholas, the Hoysalas and the Vijayanagara dynasties playing important role to turn the already existing lakes into cascading lakes. Kempe Gowda interlinked the lakes, ensuring no drop of water was wasted. The collected rainwater from a lake located at a higher elevation would flow into one at a lower elevation through Raja Kaluways. The process would be repeated in one lake after another. Water from one lake would trickle down to another at a lower elevation until the lake at the lowest elevation would discharge at the natural drainage valleys of Chalangata, Koramangala, Hebal, Vrishabhavati, according to V. Balasubramanian's paper on Bengaluru lakes. The series of lakes interlinked to each other harvested rainwater, recharged groundwater, supported agriculture and gave livelihoods to generations in the region, otherwise much tougher to sustain. The lakes were the lifelines of Bengaluru, which gave the city its favourable, pleasant climate.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ತಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು?
ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ರೇಣುಕಾ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೋರಮಂಗಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ.
ನೀವು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ವಾಸಿಸ್ತೀರಿ?
ನಾವು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದಾಗಿಂದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ನೀರು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೀರು ಸಿಗೋದು?
ನೀರು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆದರೆ ಬರೋ ನೀರು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ.
ನೀವು ನೀರು ಉಳಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಏನೇನು ದಾರಿ?
ಫಸ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ, ಇವಾಗ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲೇ ವಾಶ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನೀರು ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನೀರಿನ ಇದು ನೀರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈಕ್ವಲಾಗಿ ಸಿಗೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು?
ನಮ್ಮ ಏರಿಯಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ 2 ಲೈನ್ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಸಿರೋದು, ಒಂದು ನಾವು ಹಾಕ್ಸಿರೋದು. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಿರೋ ಲೈನಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ನೀರು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಯಾರು ಇದು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಹಾಕಿರೋ ಲೈನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 1 ಅವರ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಡಿಮೆನೇ ಬಿಡೋದು ನಮಗೆ, ಅದು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ನೀರು?
ಒಂದಿನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದಿನ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
कि आप कब से बैंगलोर में रह रहे हो?
13 ईयर.
13 ईयर्स, ओके. और अभी जो वाटर क्राइसिस चल रहा है, जो सब लोग फेस कर रहे हैं, तो आपको वो कैसे अफेक्ट कर रहा है? आपको क्या दिक्कत हो रही है, क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं?
मेरे को पूरा प्रॉब्लम है ना वाटर. 3 डे 4 डे का 1 टाइम आएगा. कावेरी वाटर, बोरवेल वाटर पूरा डाउन करता है. कि समर सीजन में वाटर
कम
प्रॉब्लम
हो
होता
जाता
है.
है. ओके. आपको क्या लगता है कि क्या क्या रीज़न्स है ये शॉर्टेज के लिए? मतलब क्यों पानी कम पड़ रहा है अभी?
बारिश पूरा कम हो गया. बेंगलोर में पॉपुलेशन ज़्यादा हो गया. पूरा वाटर अंदर कावेरी वाटर इज 3 डे 4 डेज 1 टाइम आएगा. पूरा प्रॉब्लम.
तो गवर्नमेंट ने क्या करना चाहिए इसके लिए, ऐसे आपको लगता है? आपको कुछ आइडियाज़ है या कुछ वो कर सकते हैं ऐसे?
गवर्नमेंट में बोरवेल है ना, soil method न्यू मेथड इन इंक्रीज है ना,
हाँ.
ये वाटर ग्राउंड वाटर इन सेव करो.
Hi, how long have you lived in
So
Bangalore?
I've lived here for 3 years.
Okay, and how has this water crisis affected you in any way?
Yeah, so I live in an apartment and they have reduced like the water available to like only 6 hours every day. So yeah, it has affected me a lot. I have to like fill buckets.
Okay, so you say that the amount of water which is available for your daily use has declined. How are you keeping up with it now?
So I am, instead of like using shower or something, I'm like filling buckets of water for like, you know, dishwashing and all that. And like I'm storing like the AC water and all for like other miscellaneous activities.
Okay. Why do you feel the water crisis is happening now?
I think because what I've read is that urbanization and like deforestation, that the soil has gone loose and all the lakes have dried up, and also climate change.
So, what do you feel the government could be doing to combat this?
First, the government could do, they could like, you know, invest in lake restoration, because Bangalore had so many lakes, now there's nothing, and like policy measures for like deforestation.
Okay. What do you think your community or where you live, the apartment complex, has been doing differently now that there is a shortage?
So since I think 2 months now, the pool has been closed, which is a good thing. And then like there have been like restrictions on washing your car and like watching your plants and all that.
Hello, can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Shashikala.
So, how long have you been living in Bangalore?
More than 33 years.
Has the water crisis affected you currently?
For me, it is not much affected because I have the water facilities. But I heard that there is a crisis everywhere, where in the apartments and inside the Bangalore, it has been more affected. They are not able to, groundwater level has been decreased.
Okay.
So it is been difficult for the people to get the water, and it is become more economically, it is more costlier to get the water.
So, following up, do you think or feel that amount of water availability has decreased over the time?
Yes, because of climate change, I think it has been reduced.
So, what are the different ways that you've been following to save water?
As of my practice, that we can save water, use water limitedly whenever it is necessary, and put off the taps when you are using washing utensils, not to allow the water to waste, and also using water for cleaning household things, and every day they can reduce when there is a crisis, water crisis. In that way, little bit we can save water for others, and we have to reduce cutting of trees, and also groundwater level we have to increase by keeping the ponds, cleaning the rivers. This way, some little bit we can.
Okay.
मैं आपको कुछ सवाल पूछती हूँ. तो आप बैंगलोर में कब से रह रहे हो, मतलब कितने साल से?
मैं एक्चुअली बेंगलुरु में पैदा से बेंगलुरु से हूँ.
ओके.
44 ईयर से बेंगलुरु में.
अच्छा, ओके. और अभी आपको जैसे पता ही होगा कि बैंगलोर में वाटर क्राइसिस चल रहा है, तो आपको वो कैसे अफेक्ट कर रहा है? आपको मतलब डे टू डे लाइफ में क्या क्या फेस करना पड़ रहा है वाटर क्राइसिस की वजह से?
वाटर क्राइसिस बोले तो पानी का बहुत कम तक होता है. बारिश, बिना बारिश के पानी नहीं है. और व्हीकल क्लीनिंग, पूरा वरांडा साफ करना, सभी बहुत कंट्रोल कर दिया है.
हाँ.
ऑलमोस्ट वीकली वंस वॉश करने जैसा सोच रहा है. बाद में इवन यूसेज में भी बहुत कम यूसेज कर रहे हैं. जैसे नल को बराबर मेंटेन करने का, छोड़ के हाथ नहीं धोने का, ऐसा.
हाँ. तो जो छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं यहाँ पे
कर रहे हैं.
ओके. तो आपको ऐसा लगता है कि ये जो वाटर की मतलब हाँ क्राइसिस हो रहा है, वो समर में ज़्यादा होता है, आउट द ईयर ऐसे ही रहता है?
एक्चुअली समर में होता है, लेकिन अभी क्या हो गया है, गवर्नमेंट ने सब जगह कंक्रीट रोड्स ये वो बना के वाटर सीपेज का बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है। पानी नीचे सीपेज में भी तो
Ground water
पूरा ड्राई हो रहा है। ग्राउंड वाटर ड्राई होने अब बारिश नहीं आए तो ग्राउंड वाटर कुछ हो रहा है, कंक्रीट रोड्स हो रहा है, कंक्रीट फुटपाथ हो रहा है, सभी
पानी absorb नहीं।
पानी अब्जॉर्ब नहीं उसके
तो
लिए
आपको ऐसा लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट ने ऐसे कुछ इनिशिएटिव्स लेने चाहिए, जैसे कि रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग के लिए कुछ?
वही गवर्नमेंट भी ले रहा है और हर एक इंडिपेंडेंट भी लेना पड़ता है अपना जो भी
पर्सनल लेवल पे।
पर्सनल बिल्डिंग करना।
तो जैसे कि आपने बोला कि पर्सनल लेवल पे भी कुछ एफर्ट्स लेने चाहिए, तो आप आपकी तरफ से आपके घर पे आप ऐसे कुछ करते हो जिसकी वजह से पानी
अभी
सेव हो
हमारा
जाए?
बिल्डिंग में हम लोग वाटर रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग भी किया है और वेस्ट
अच्छा।
वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग भी किया
तो
है।
वो कैसे करते हो आप एग्जाम्पल?
वो एक टैंक बनाया जिसके अंदर हम लोग उसको ये नहीं किया है, सीमेंट कंक्रीट कुछ नहीं किया है,
अच्छा।
उसको नेचुरल मड के ऊपर ही वैसे ही टैंक बना दिया है।
ओके।
जो भी एक्सेस पानी है वो नीचे सीपेज से जाता है।
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಆಂಟಿ,
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಪ್ಪ.
ತಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು?
ರುಕ್ಮಣಿ.
ರುಕ್ಮಿಣಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
ನಾವು 30 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ.
30 ವರ್ಷ. ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ನೀರಿನ ಕೊರತೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ,
ಹೌದು.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ ಏನದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ?
ನಮಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಮಳೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಅದರಿಂದ ನೀರಿನ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಂದೈತೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ.
ನಿಮಗೆ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಹೇಗೆ ನೀರು ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ?
ನಮಗೆ 2 ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸತಿನೇ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರು ಬರೋದು. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹಿಡ್ದಿಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊತೀವಿ.
ನೀವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೀರು ಉಳ್ಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಆಂಟಿ?
ನಾವು ನೀರು ಉಳಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈ ಟಾಪ್ಗಳು ತಿರುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಒಗೆಯುವಾಗ ಟಾಪ್ಗಳು ಫುಲ್ಲು ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಗಿಬಾರ್ದು. ಬಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡ್ದಿಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಗೆದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜಾಲಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಇದಿದೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
Now we shall be talking about the measures required to mitigate water crisis in Bangalore. So the first one is rainwater harvesting at decentralized levels through wetlands is the most efficient and cost-effective mechanism to address the water crisis in the region than technically infeasible, ecologically unsound and economically unviable river diversion or interlinking of river schemes being proposed by vested interests. Second point is rejuvenation, which is restoration of existing lakes. This is necessary to decontaminate water bodies due to the unabated inflow of effluents and sewage. The third point is removal of deposited silt would enhance the storage capacity as well as bioremediation capability of lakes. Fourth point is to create an integrated wetlands ecosystem comprising reed beds and algal ponds alongside a lake aids in water treatment through bioremediation before it enters a lake. Mimicking the Jakur wetland ecosystem can facilitate water treatment and reuse while also safeguarding groundwater quality in the area. Research indicates that groundwater near sewage-fed lakes suffers from contamination, as indicated by nutrient enrichment and the presence of coliform bacteria.
Stages. So first we have the primary treatment. In primary treatment, the sewage first enters a chamber where the solids settle out, which removes around 60 to 70% of the suspended solids and 35 to 40% of the biochemical oxygen demand. Then this wastewater flows into an aeration tank. The oxygen is pumped into the water to facilitate the growth of aerobic bacteria that further breaks down organic matter. After the process in the aeration tank has been completed, the water goes into a settling tank where any remaining solids settle out. This clarified wastewater can then be treated based upon the intended uses of the water. Then we have a wetland integration part in the diagram, which will be seen on screen. This diagram depicts the use of a reed bed for tertiary treatment. Wastewater flows through a bed of reeds planted in sand, gravel or soil. These reeds remove pollutants through various mechanisms including filtration, plant uptake and microbial breakdown by bacteria living in the root zone. So this was just one of the examples we thought of using as a way in which we could recycle water and reuse water in such a way that we do not need to send all water through a rigorous cleansing process. There could be some water which is not treated as much and can be used for non-potable purposes, and we use water which is extensively cleaned for only basic human needs such as cooking, drinking and
In summary, tackling water crisis demands a comprehensive strategy that goes way beyond mere infrastructural upgrades. Urban planners must embrace a holistic process that combines cutting-edge technologies with nature-based solutions and smart land use practices. By doing so, cities can alleviate not only pressure on strained water resources but also enhance overall urban resilience and livability. Technological advancements such as low flow fixtures, rainwater harvesting systems, and grey water recycling are crucial for reducing water consumption. However, they must be complemented by green infrastructure and elements like permeable pavements, green roofs, and urban wetlands, which not only manage stormwater runoff but also provide ecological benefits as habitat restoration and temperature regulation. Public awareness and education are equally vital components of addressing water crisis. Engaging communities through awareness campaigns and educational programs foster a culture of water conservation and enhances understanding of water resource management's importance. Lastly, as climate change exacerbates the frequency and severity of extreme weather events, resilience planning becomes very important. Urban planners must design infrastructure that can withstand floods, droughts, and water related hazards, ensuring water security even during crisis. By integrating these strategies into urban planning, cities can effectively navigate water crisis, build resilience, and create healthier and more sustainable environments for their inhabitants.